Please consult a professional for your specific needs or concerns. We encourage you to use the topics discussed to generate your own conversation within the community. Should you have any questions or concerns regarding the content of the show, please feel free to use the hashtag GNR or email lovenileradio@gmail.com.
Goddess of the Nile Radio would like to thank all of our Patreon account members and followers, our anonymous sponsor for making this YouTube Live possible, our small business sponsors, It's a Wrap and Haru Heads, our artist sponsors, Tanisha Clark, Brother Ali, Rosie Delma, and Kankara Music, our spiritual supporters, Yeshua's Lightworkers, Moorish Americans, and Indigo 11 Tribe, our spiritual teachers and mentors, Lucid Living TV, Infinite Waters, You Are Creators, and Understanding. And to the most important people for making this dream possible, you, our listeners. We are Goddess of the Nile Radio, and we do this for you.
You are now listening to Goddess of the Nile Radio.
Grand Rising World! Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising! That's right, it's time to wake up, it's time to wake up! Come on, you can do it! Wake up, guys! It's time to lift our vibrations. It's a brand new day, a brand new week. Come on, guys, wake up, come on, get the sleep out your eyes, come on! Wherever you are, just dance. Be glad to be alive. Stomp all over your haters, right? Because they can't do nothing for you. They can't do nothing with you. Leave them behind, right? Come on, wake up. It's a grand, grand rising. Come on, you can do it. You can do it, come on. Tell yourself, I love you, right? It's so important that we tell ourselves, I love you. Yes. Welcome, everyone, to Goddess of the Nile Radio, live right here on the WinDC Radio app and YouTube channel. I am your host for today, Azor Netaru Gaia. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. You can find me everywhere. And this morning, during this new moon, I am here to wake you up and make you feel alive, right? We're going to talk about the keys of unlocking your past lives so you can manifest the life of your dreams. So let's get moving in your seats, in your cars. Let's get moving. Let's wake up and know and believe that God loves you. I love you. Thanks for tuning in to Goddess of the Nile Radio. Let's dance.
Goddess of the Nile Radio. You are now listening to Goddess of the Nile Radio.
It is your birthright to accept and receive the goodness of the world, the tools to create your destiny, the love and nourishment from others, a life of abundance, days filled with propositions, manifested success coming from places that serve you, manifested success pouring into your life and the lives of others. You are guided and given the authority to receive the gifts of the universe, for these gifts have already been given to you long before your arrival here. Your faith in yourself makes it real and opens the doors for manifestation to rush in. Your consciousness is open to receive and to give. It is your birthright, and it is done now.
You are now listening to Goddess of the Nile Radio.
Through this mantra of manifestation, all things are possible. We proclaim absolutely that all of us are living in a friendly universe that is always providing for us. We have felt it happening and we are feeling it happening now. We are open to receive more abundance than we have ever experienced before. We can afford and do anything that our heart desires. We need never to worry again. We are filled with an attitude of gratitude for what we already have and all that we are giving and ready to give. We keep ourselves lifted in high consciousness no matter what the appearances are. The universe is always providing in our favor. We are creators of our today and our tomorrow. Reciting a mantra is an excellent way to start your day. Calm you down while you are upset and refocus your consciousness. For a copy of this mantra, please feel free to visit our Patreon account by searching for Goddess of the Nile Radio on patreon.com. It's your girl Azur Netarugaya, and I'm out. Peace.
You are now listening to Goddess of the Nile Radio.
11:11, Ashe! Ashe, Ashe, Ashe! How y'all doing out there, world? Yes, 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 yes. We still lifting those vibrations up. Live right here on the Win DC Radio app and YouTube channel. It's your girl, Azur Netarugaya. I hope you're enjoying the Big Tiz music mix. We are raising our vibrations. I will see you guys in a few. Get up and dance. Enjoy the music. Don't be afraid to dance. Don't be afraid to live. Because life is worth living.
In all the children of the world, if you can see it, it's not that far away. Before you can reach it, you must endure the pain. Real talk, you can touch the sky. Ain't no doubt about it, no. Real talk, you can sit on high. Ain't no doubt about it, no. Real talk, we do it for the youth. Another generation. Yeah, you're strong enough to meet your destination. Nothing is impossible. No one can hold us down. Yeah, we are unstoppable. 'Cause nothing is impossible. No, nothing is impossible. If the door doesn't open, don't wait. Use force to knock it down. Ain't no time for moping. No, the moment is right now. Yeah. Real talk, you can touch the sky. Ain't no doubt about it, no. Real talk, you can sit on high. Ain't no doubt about it, no. We do it for the youth. Another generation. Another generation. You are strong enough to meet your destiny. Nothing, nothing, nothing
Hey world, grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. It's your girl, Azor Netaru Gaia, live right here on the WinDC Radio app and YouTube channel. That's right. Give yourself an applause for raising your vibrations, because life is not always easy, right? This human experience isn't always easy. You know, so you gotta find time to just stop, pause, live in the moment, and just dance. Like Puffy says, dance, I said. I need to mute my phone. But anyway, I am so glad to be here with you guys today. Like, I can't even explain or put into words how grateful I am to be sitting in this chair and speaking on this microphone and looking into this camera at my YouTube watchers and just being here in this very moment with you guys today. I am so thankful because, you know, the life for me has not been easy. Life for me, my love, has not been a crystal stair, you know, and when I was a teenager, I didn't think I was going to make it past 18. And then when I turned 21, I didn't think I was going to make it past that. And 25 was a blessing. And here I sit before you as a 70s baby, communicating information to you, information about life, information about love, giving you guys hopefully some hope that you can create and manifest the life of your dreams. Everything that those teachers have said about you, everything that your exes have said about you, everything that your friends have said about you or people that's beefing with you has said about you, all that stuff does not matter. You know why? Because we are the creators of our today and our tomorrow. What we do today echoes throughout our life and into eternity, into infinity and beyond. But it does. What you do today affects, if you believe in reincarnation, like what you do today affects the type of life you're going to have your next go around, depending on your life path number. And we'll maybe talk about that a little bit later on how to figure it out. Or maybe during the music break, you can Google it. So give me a second, guys. I need to turn my ringer off. This is disturbing. There we go. I gave it to my producer. I am so glad that Big Tiz is back. My eldest son, John, he was the producer for the show when he was handling the music for the past 2 or 3 shows. And now he's off away to college. So I send him love and light and healing energies because he plays football. I send the team healing energies. It's a contact sport, you know, so they always are banging up on one another and, you know, they need their ice packs. You know what I mean? And Tizlon went on a wonderful conference, a wonderful peer leadership retreat. And he came back to his community with a host of information about going away to college, on how to get scholarships and how to fill out college applications and do your resume and all of that really cool stuff. So he's making a difference in the community. So I'm so glad and I'm so blessed to have him back today. That is my homie. And he keeps me in line and in check here on the show. My son is 17 years old. And here he is producing a freaking radio show. He's the creator of his reality. He's the creator of his today and his tomorrow, right? And he has an amazing support system because I cannot sit in this chair and say to you guys that my children are who they are only because of me. Hell no. Hell to the no. I have an amazing support system. My mom is like my very best friend. Every time I have this zany idea, you know, she entertains me. And I sit there and I'm like, this woman really entertains me. And all of my zany ideas and all of my debates, right? Because I'm a Scorpio. So mom's like, I'm like, Mom, I think it's up. And she goes, no, baby girl, it may be down. And I'm like, no, I think it's up. She'll give me 40 reasons of why it's down. And I will like debate her
And then we're going through this exchange of this friendly debate, but we're going through this exchange of debate. And then I'm like, you know what, Mom? It was down. That poor woman. I don't know how she deals with me. And then there's my dad, right? My amazing dad. My dad is like, he is like the, of course, like, in a traditional African-American, air quotes, family, the father is like I'm sorry, Tislam's passing me notes, but the father is like the leader of the family, So my dad, he's our protector, he's our provider, he's our teacher, he's my before and after care because he's retired. So my kids have a safe place to go after school. They have someone to help them with their homework. I am very blessed. When it comes to, I'm a single mom, so when it comes to like sports and football pads and where the pads go and all of that stuff, my dad helps me out with that, with football practice and everything like that. So we have it's an amazing village, and we support, everyone's working together, supporting one another. And the same thing goes for my brother and his family and his team, because he has a lot of sons, and two beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous girls, so we're a squad, and that's what we do here, right? I have that support system. I'm gonna take a music break because Tislam is flashing me things and I can't do two things at one time. So I'm gonna take a quick music break and try to figure out what's going on. So I'll be right back. Thank you guys for tuning in to Goddess of the Nile Radio, live right here on the WinDC Radio app and YouTube channel. I'm out. Well, I'll be back. Peace.
Watch where your mind wanders to. Look out for the monsters, they'll try to break you. Right when it seems everything is okay. Watch who you keep close to you. Stop fighting battles that you're bound to lose. Good memories are yours to keep. You don't have to let them go. Liars and cowards deceive, telling you words that you wanna believe. All that you see, all the people you meet, don't forget to hear your start counting on your blessings. Stop waiting for the stars to align. Start learning lessons that you never thought you'd ever learn. Is your heart full or is it empty? Standing alone or in good company? Everything that you see ain't just quite what it seems. Don't forget to hear your voice. So whenever you're unsure of a choice, keep your head up, follow your voice. Da 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 da. Swallow your voice. Hey. So whenever you're unsure of a choice, keep your head up and just follow your voice. Whenever you're unsure of a choice, keep your head up and just follow your start counting on your blessings. Stop waiting for the stars to align. Start learning lessons that you never thought you'd ever learn. Start counting on your blessings. Stop waiting for the stars to align. Start learning lessons that you never thought you'd ever learn. Learning lesson that you never thought you'd ever learn. Learning lesson that you never thought you'd never. Your mind understood. No, 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 no. Yeah, yeah. Before you bring it up, call me distant from your love, or difficult to care. Let me stop you there. Don't know if we'll be here. Time is borrowed, but not from our hands. I no longer fear tomorrow. It's not in my plans. It's a wild world. I wish I could promise you forever, but if a while works, then that's all we'll need. It's a wild world. I wish I could promise you forever, but if a while works, then that's all we'll need. Wild world, wild world, wild world. I can't even lie. You've been on my mind lately. I've been on a ride, losing track of time. But I don't wanna lose you. I don't wanna lose you. No. Tell me what I can do. Trying to find my way through. It's a wild world. I wish I could promise you forever, but if a while, then that's all we need. It's a wild world. I wish I could promise you forever, but if a while, then that's all we need. Close enough to touch, but never close enough. Just hope I'm not too much. Nobody compares. Don't gotta call you mine or spend all of your time with me. Just pray you realize everything in what it seems, but don't wanna confuse you. I don't wanna lose you. So tell me what I can do. Trying to find my way through this wild world. I wish I could promise you forever, but if a while, then that's all we'll need. It's a wild, wild world. I wish I could promise you forever, but if a while, then that's all we'll need. Wild world, wild world, wild world, wild world, wild
Hey guys, welcome back to Goddess of the Nile Radio, live right here on the Win DC Radio app and YouTube channel. It's your girl Azor Netaru Gaia, and thank you guys for being patient while we took that quick little break. We just had to work out some technical stuff, behind the scenes stuff. You know, Big Tiz gets me together all day in the paint. And I had so much to share with you guys about the new moon, about Lionsgate, about us being in retrograde, and yeah, so due to time, if you want to find out more about all of that stuff, you can feel free to become a member of my spiritual group called Yeshua's Light Workers. That's Yeshua's Light Workers. And shout out to my crew that's watching. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Not my crew, but my tribe. I love you guys so much. So if you have a relationship with Jesus. I call Jesus Yeshua. That's the name that I call him. But if you have a relationship for Jesus and spiritual beings and spiritual people do not scare you, then Yeshua's Lightworker is the perfect group for you. It's a judge-free zone. You can share your spiritual experiences, and we just have an amazing time in the group. So if you want to hear more about the retrograde, about Lionsgate and the new moon, you can feel free to add yourself to the group, and I'll let you in and you'll be a part of the tribe. It's just that easy peasy lemon squeezy. Well, let's get into it, right? Because you guys are here today with me for a reason. I know you missed me. I wasn't here last week. But you guys are here today for a reason, because you know that Azor is going to give you some keys, right? I'm going to give you some keys to unlock your past lives and use this information to manifest the life of your dreams, right? So I'm going to tell you how to remember who you were before who you are right now. That's right in this very moment in time. That's right, I'm happy to do that. So we're going to talk about reincarnation and all that kind of fun and enjoyable stuff. So it's going to be a great time here on the Nile, okay? So let's get into it. The best part of spirituality is not believing, but knowing for yourself. Past lives really are the foundation for helping us in becoming our greatest version. If we know who we are in our past life, it will lead us to where we need to be. This is so important. Most people believe in the wheel of life, okay? So if you don't know what the wheel of life is, I gotta tell you guys, I gotta stop real quick. Grab you some paper and a pen and jot this stuff down, because I'm going to be giving you some things to research on your own. I'm all about finding out things or giving you encouragement to find out things on your own, so you can have your own belief system, okay? Because some things will resonate with some people and some things won't, and that's perfectly fine. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to research is the wheel of life. You need to research that, okay? And have you ever looked at a baby and felt that they were an old soul? I remember, like yesterday, I was with my son at a birthday party, and there was this little girl there, and she was just so beautiful and so cute. But it was something with like her face and her eyes. It was mesmerizing. I felt like she was a gypsy or something in her former life, you know? A person you can research that will tell you a lot about like babies being old soul is this guy by the name of Dr. Ian Stevenson. So that's another one for you guys. Dr. Ian, I-A-N, Stevenson, S-T-E-P-H-E-N-S-O-N, okay? Dr. Ian Stevenson, he studied over 3,000 cases of reincarnation. He worked with children who remembered who they were during their first life. And I have to tell you, my youngest son, Princeton, who I just mentioned, when he was a baby, and a toddler, maybe all the way up until he was probably about 7 or 8 years old, he remembered his past life. Some people feel like we are living the same life, kind of like Groundhog's Day, like we're living the same life over and over and over again, like it's repeating itself. If you have that theory, then you'll understand the story that I'm getting ready to tell you about Princeton. Well, when Princeton was a baby, he has 2 older siblings. Of course, Big Tiz, our producer and DJ. And then he has his brother, I call him Yaya, but John. And when we would go places, the kids and I will be reminiscing about events that took place in our lives before Princeton arrived. And Princeton would say, I remember that. We'd be like, dude, you wasn't even here, And of course, this is at the time before I even knew anything about spirituality. We would be talking about events that took place in our family, like very unique situations. And Princeton would say, I remember that. And even like when he was a baby, he was very intuitive. Like he would know if his older siblings was having an issue at school before they even came home and talked about it. Like he was connected to his brothers. Amazing kid, amazing stuff. But I feel like now I have the information. I'm going to Princeton, like trying to like get him to remember. I'm like, you used to remember, but at that time when he used to remember, that was before his body was pumped full of fluoride. from drinking tap water or brushing his teeth before his body was pumped with, chemicals that's in our food like Cheetos. He used to love those puffy Cheetos as a kid, so I didn't have the information back then. So I wish I kind of did, because I feel as though if I did, his third eye wouldn't be clogged and his memories would still be crisp about his lifetime here on earth, But now I have the information. So it is what it is. Okay. And just to let you guys know, like, how real this past life is and how real it is that children are coming back to earth or they're coming back, right? They're being reincarnated. To show you guys how real this is, universities are even beginning to research past lives. What we do now can echo on into eternity. Our thoughts and beliefs are the creators of our reality right now. It is so important that you are aware of your action and thoughts. I don't know, I wrote that, but it sounds absolutely crazy. It sounds absolutely crazy. So let me just say that in like my own words. Sometimes I'm like, I wrote that? So basically what I was trying to say is that reincarnation, right? So these kids, right? The 70s babies are saying, oh my God, this is a new batch of kids. Like the kids these days, the kids these days, they're so special, right? And the kids, just like Princeton isn't the only one coming back to us with these memories of being on this earth, A lot of kids are doing that. And it's so many kids that universities are like, wait a minute, we have to research this. We have to figure out like what's going on. How are they able to have these memories? Is this real? And the universities are discovering that what happens in your past life, it echoes through all of your lifelines, your lifelines. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Most people believe, and I'm one of them, that we have 9 lives, kind of like a cat, right? So if you take the month you were born, the day you were born, and the year you were born, and you add all of that up and you keep adding it until you get to the simplest number. So the number that would be a number 1 through 9. That is the life path number that you are on. And if you're curious, I am life path number 9. So that means my job here is done. So when I check out of here, I'm going to get my wings. I'm going to fly high. And hopefully, if I do things right here, maybe I'll be like an ascended master or something, right? Wouldn't that be cool? I dream big. Leave me alone. I dream big. Let's see. So, okay. So this is the part where I get to where I'm talking about Yeshua's light workers. And I kind of gave, the tribe a little bit of a heads up that I was going to do this today, because now that I'm beginning to walk into my spiritual light and I'm beginning to walk in my purpose, I am starting to see past lives and people in the Yeshua's Lightworkers tribe, and it's absolutely amazing. Okay, so for me, when my third eye began to clear, I kept having this dream about this warrior princess, this indigenous warrior princess that's like, she's super athletic and she's always like saving people and she's always fighting like a war. And that's kind of like what I saw in the very beginning, right? And then as I began to awaken and began to remove the people, places, and things that no longer serve me, because just think about that piece. And I know I talk about it a lot, but when you are focused and your energy is on people, places, and things that are not serving of you, it keeps your mind busy. It keeps your mind so occupied that you're burying very important information that can help assist you in manifesting the life of your dreams. So when I began to remove the people, the places, and the things that were no longer serving of me, I began to tap into one of my past lives. And this past life, I was an indigenous princess. And my dad was like super cool. Daddy's girl. Nothing has changed. But anyway, so in one of my visions, I see myself in Georgia. And I don't know how I know I'm in Georgia. I guess, I figured it out. I did some research. I figured it out. So let me tell you about that piece of it. So before I was Azur Netarugaya, the spiritual teacher that you love today, before that, I was Chachi Tiali. And Chachi Tiali was my professional name when I was working in the entertainment business. I was a manager. I was a songwriter. I was a singer and a rapper. I used to do hooks and stuff like that, all this fun stuff. I used to host events. I was also a radio personality underneath that name as well. But I got this name from the name Chachi. It's a really random story, but how I got the name was I was with my girlfriends and we were traveling. I was with my girlfriends and we were traveling to Atlantic City, and we were all single. So it was like a girls' trip. And we were having such a difficult time with men at the time that we all were like, we're just gonna go to Atlantic City. We're just gonna have a great time. But we're gonna meet guys, but we don't want the guys we don't want to take the guys seriously. We don't want the guys to take us seriously. So we all came up with these names that we were going to tell people that we were instead of giving them our real names. So I remember my girlfriend, Tarsha, her name was Tata Nini Haha. That was her name. Tata Nini Haha. And I can't remember what Breeze's name was, but my name was Chachi, because I used to love Happy Days. So my name was Chachi. So that's where the name comes from. So as I began to study past lives, I did some research and I was drawn to Georgia. So I was drawn to Georgia and I was drawn to looking up indigenous tribes that was in Georgia. And come to find out there was this chief by the name of Chachi, which was very, very interesting. And he had a princess. He had a daughter. And his daughter was the peacekeeper between the indigenous people and the colonials. So she was always trying to keep the peace, and I was like, well, I don't think that that's me. I don't see myself as being like a peacekeeper between, the indigenous people who were already there and the colonials. Like, I don't see myself doing that. So I began to go down another rabbit hole where I discovered that there was a war. There was actually like a war that was happening in the South between the indigenous people, the Africans. Some slaves were a part of this war, and the colonials. In short, what I believe, and you can do your own research, and I hope this does trigger you to do your own research, but what I believe is the reason why they had to stop, they had to actually shut down slavery, is because the indigenous people and the Africans were kicking some colonial butts. So they had to shut that slavery thing down because they couldn't any longer do it anymore. That's the reason, but it's history, right? His story, right? So I knew that I couldn't have been her. So what I discovered was there was a tribe out of South America that actually had migrated. They traveled all the way up into the United States to help out their indigenous brothers and sisters. And I was like, oh my God, I was so drawn to this movement from South America that I was like, I gotta know more. So I'm gonna leave it right there because it's time for a wonderful Big Tiz music break. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Goddess of the Nile radio show, live right here on the free 99 Win DC radio app. And if you're watching me, I see you guys. I'm loving up on you on the YouTube channel. It's your girl Azur Netarugaya. I'll be right back. Peace.
sending isms up and down my spine. Don't wanna go no place, you know you lace me, boy. Nothing else matters, no complications. Just like a phoenix rising from the flame, the higher ground where joy obtained. You took me down to your river, and you got deep with me. So deep I was speaking the needs. You came and you set me free. Didn't buy me no diamonds or pearls. Didn't ask me to be your girl. No, you didn't try to give me the world. You just let me be a bad girl. Can I be a bad girl? I wanna be a bad girl. Just take me to another world where I can be a bad girl. Can I be a bad girl? I wanna be a bad girl. Don't try to give me the world. Just let me be a bad girl. I wanna be delivered. Can I get free with you? I wanna be delivered. Can I get free with you? I wanna be delivered. Can I get free with you?
Say we won't fall away. Say we won't fall away. I've got no one in this world. I've got no one but my own. I've got the weary blues and I can't be satisfied. I ain't happy no more and I wish that I died.
I end up alone so often it's on a daily. In a space full of maybes, what ifs, it could have been. My future was clear to me, but now showing vaguely. Spreading itself to be thin. How did I reach my own end? Can I redo this again? No. Like a box bird with an injured wing. All I wanna do is drop off a building and sing. But these wounds stopped healing the same way. Maybe it's cause I'm older and every problem pushes down on my shoulders. This pressure only made them colder. At times it's hard to recognize myself, my feelings, my actions. It's like, who have I become? Cause this wasn't always me. I used to fully carry myself different free. Cause someone showed me how to find my inner peace. Or will I have to find it in the flight and leave her drown in Shenandoah screams?
I've got no one in this world. I've got no one but my own. I've got the weary blues and I can't be satisfied. I ain't happy no more and I wish that I died.
I'm not afraid of my silence. Heard the river calling for a kiss. Her flow might be guidance. I hope she's more than in line. And I'm ready and I wanna make up for the things I missed. Pulled out of my comfort zone by the world and I'm now in unknown areas I never knew within myself. I tried to confront what I really am, but that seems all without an end. Cause I put every problem on the shelf. Now they fester like a sore under the sun. I thought they dried out, but they only ever run. And I can't beat it anymore, I'm overdone. So they become a piece of me and now we're one. Makes me numb to the problems aching the earth. It's getting hard to connect. I keep on stepping along while my conscience stand in regret. Should've turned it around, but by now I'm in full neglect. And I see that my end is near, so it's time that I redirect.
Say we won't fall away. Say we won't fall away. satisfied. I ain't happy no more, and I wish that I died.
Would you wait for me? 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 Would you wait for me?
Her cool, calm face put a smile on mine. She asked me for a kiss, but I don't know if it's fine. She hinted it would ease up what's been stuck on my mind and take the pain I feel and put some peace back inside. She touched my fingertips and that was enough to make me take my clothes off and give in on my trust. I thought she would feel warmer, but she's cool to the touch. I thought this would be hard, but not a moment was tough. Not a moment was tough. Not a moment was tough.
Would you wait for me? I'm going to the olive tree. If I'm not back afloat from me and keep moving, I know you'll be just fine. Would you wait for me? I'm going to the olive tree. I know you have your faith in me. Hopefully I won't let you drown. But if I don't come back, find another and keep believing when he finds you round. Know I travel for your name. Pray I see you back in 40 days. And nights I search around for saving grace. If I go the wrong way, Lord help me. Still would you wait for me? I'm going to the olive tree. If I'm not back afloat from me and keep moving, I know you'll be just fine. Would you wait for me?
The olive tree on the hillside stood, its shimmering leaves and garlic wood for many a decade has man been toiled. Its fruit was grown, wouldn't grow in vain. Through spring and summer, sun and rain, flowers in abundance. Nature had a complete autumn with God's blessing. An autumn with God's blessing.
The Shops at Iverson is now undergoing a transformation, creating a mixed-use center where the community can come together to eat, shop, relax, and feel connected. The Shops at Iverson is a 600 KSF mixed-use property consisting of retail and office space now available. Located inside the Beltway on Branch Avenue, Maryland, just minutes from downtown D.C. It's an exciting time at the Shops at Iverson. Several beautiful renovation projects are ongoing, transforming the Shops at Iverson into the new safe community hub. DMV, get ready to enjoy the new food court. Opening late spring, early summer, featuring new restaurants like Chipotle, Quickway Hibachi, Tropical Smoothie, Wingstop, and free Wi-Fi. The Shops at Iverson, the original home of the world-famous Snickerdoodle cookies, is completing several cosmetic improvements to the mall interior, facade, and parking garage. The Shops at Iverson is the new home of Go Win Media, comprised of the DMV's premier internet radio stations, Go Radio Live and Win DC Radio. For updates and more details, check out shopiverson.com. That's shopiverson.com. Looking for a new look? Check out Hair Academy 2 in the Shops at Iverson, Hillcrest Heights, Maryland. You'll get quality services done by developing stylists and barbers. Senior discounts offered weekly and free barbershop services available when you present a flyer. Chemical treatments are also available. Call 301-899-9100 for hours of operation. Hair Academy 2 in the Shops at Iverson, 3705 Branch Avenue, Suite 1010, lower level, Hillcrest Heights. A new look is waiting for you at Hair Academy 2.
You are now listening to God is Something Now Radio.
now listening to God is something now
Hey guys, welcome back to Goddess of the Nile Radio, live right here on the Win DC Radio app and YouTube channel. I want to thank you guys for being here with me today as we discuss the keys to unlocking or discovering your past lives. And where I left off at, I was getting into the members of Yeshua's light workers. And let me just get into that really quick because one of my friends, one of my YouTubers that's watching this right now, so shout out to Lindsay, because Lindsay asked me an amazing question. She said, Azor, how are you wearing an ankh and talking about Jesus? She said, you know, a couple of shows ago, you were saying you didn't even believe in Jesus. First and foremost, you know, Lindsay, I apologize for you misunderstanding my message. Never, ever have I ever, and never, ever will I ever denounce the fact that Jesus lived. Never, ever will I ever in my life say or make a statement that Jesus did not walk this earth. So you might want to rewind the tape on that, okay? And actually, that was in part 3 of Finding Your Spiritual Purpose. Part 3, so check it out. You might get some information on that. Another thing is, how can I love Jesus and wear an ankh? Well, that's another thing you guys out there may want to research. And I'm so glad that Lindsay came up with those questions and those comments, because me wearing an ankh does not denounce the fact that I have a relationship with Yeshua. It does not denounce that. An ankh for me, my personal relationship or my personal reason why I wear an ankh is for my protection. See, an ankh for me, it means to me that I am protecting myself. For me, when I wear an ankh, it means that my energies are being vibrated. So if I'm feeling happy, when I put this ankh on, it continues to circulate that high frequency of happiness that I'm feeling at the moment. If I'm feeling loved, it'll turn up that love frequency to a whole nother level. So that's what the ankh does to me. The ankh is not a representation of Antichrist. It's not that. It's actually a representation of life, of love, and of a high vibrational frequency. Okay? So thank you. That was very good comment. So thank you for watching. And hopefully you'll stick around and you'll learn a lot more. All right. So anyway, let's get into it, right? Let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about the keys to discovering your past lives. And I was talking about my tribe, right? My homies, the Yeshua's light workers. And I was kind of giving you a story about like my past life as this warrior, indigenous princess. And I followed that path. I followed that feeling that this was my past life all the way to Chile. And I have even been drawn to go to Easter Island. I feel like that is my birthplace in a former life. So I've been drawn to go there, and I plan on going there in 2019. I'm super excited about that. Along my path, there's people in Yeshua's Lightworkers. One of the women that's in Yeshua's Lightworkers, I saw her in one of her past lives. She was, I believe now after I was speaking with her, I believe that she was a Moor. She was one of the Moors, and she lived in this huge house in Georgia, and I saw her as a little girl. So I came across her. We crossed paths in our past lives. There's another woman who was also a warrior. She was a different kind of warrior. She was also a Moor warrior. I believe she lived and habitated in California. And when we were fighting the colonials, we were fighting this war together. We weren't friends back then, but we kind of like saw one another and we crossed paths. So when you clear the junk from your third eye, you're able to see things a lot clearer. You're even able to see your relationship that you had with someone in your past life. I even came across someone who was my mate. Like here and now, we cross paths in the entertainment industry, and come to find out he was my husband. He was my husband in a former life. When I was this indigenous warrior, he was my husband, and he was an indigenous warrior as well. He was a soldier actually. And we met up again in this life, and I didn't know anything about his youth, but I was able to tell him about things from his past life, and lo and behold, like one example would be in this past life, he injured his leg, and I had to leave him behind because I had to go and fight this war. And in this life, he injured the same exact leg, and I didn't even know that. So that's like some of the things that happens with discovering your past life, because you're also able to discover the past life of others. Okay, past life regression. What is it? Past life regression from the Wikipedia, right? Past life regression is a technique that uses hypnosis to recover what practitioners believe are memories of past lives or incarnations. Though others regard them as fantasies or delusions or a type of confabulation, past life regression is typically undertaken either in pursuit of a spiritual experience or in a psychotherapeutic setting. Most advocates loosely adhere to beliefs about reincarnation, though religious traditions that incorporate reincarnation generally do not include the idea of repressed memories of past lives. So let's get more into past life regression. The technique used during past life regression involves the subject answering a series of questions while hypnotized to reveal identity and events of alleged past lives. A method similar to that used in recovered memory therapy, and one that similarly misrepresents memory as a faithful recording of previous events rather than a constructed set of recollections. And I'm going to stop there because you guys are like, Azor's babbling. So past life regression, right? So there are people that's out there, like I want to be one of these people. I have tons of goals, right? And being a quantum healer is definitely one of them. There's a woman that I watch on YouTube that I enjoy watching her tap into her clients with past life regression. And what she does is she hypnotizes them. So she has them lay on a bed and she hypnotizes them, and she asks them a series of questions to get their past life, like whoever they were in their past life, to come forward. And she asked them a bunch of questions of experiences that they had. And then she takes that information and she provides it to her client to assist them with this life right here on earth. So I'm definitely going to get that done. I know there's a woman that does it in the state of Maryland. That's where I'm from. And she charges like $500 for this service because a lot of people use this information to go back and correct karma. Because sometimes you can commit horrible karma in your former life, and then you can turn right back around and have the same karma going on, or just have tons and tons of bad luck in your new life, and you don't really understand where that's coming from. And it's going to be coming from something you did a long time ago, like before, you're in your previous life. Okay. Let's talk about ancient culture and past lives, like the story of reincarnation. Okay. Historically speaking, the theory of reincarnation is as old as the history of man. Okay. Reincarnation arose in northern India between the years of 1000 and 600 BC. Let's talk about BC, right? Because to us, some people believe that BC is before Christ. I don't believe that. I don't have a clue what BC means, and I'm working on it. So if me saying 1600 BC offends you, just know that Azor is on the fence about it too, and I'm still trying to figure it out, okay? So anywho, during this time, this was a time that David and his descendants ruled Israel until the fall of Jerusalem. The first reference to reincarnation idea is at least 2,600 years. It appears in the sacred scriptures of Hinduism, okay? So a lot of Hindus believe in reincarnation, and it's all in their scriptures, it's everything. So a lot of people, they, because I believe in reincarnation, because I believe in life path numbers, and I meditate and I do things like that. A lot of people confuse me with me being a Buddhist, and I'm not a Buddhist. I'm just spiritual. That's it. I'm not Christian. I'm not Muslim. I'm just spiritual. I love everybody. I love all practices. I'm very spiritual fluid. There's no bars with me. And I can do that. That's the best part of being spiritual, is you're not putting yourself in a box. You're not restricting yourself from doing whatever you got to do to get your vibrations up. Whatever's that's healthy, without depending on something outside of you. You're depending on things that's coming in from inside of you. Okay? So if you want to find out more about the history of reincarnation, then yeah, check out Reincarnation with Buddhists, okay? If you're into Greek culture, the Greeks also believed in reincarnation, okay? Another thing you may also want to read, I have some literature for you guys. You may want to also read what religions believe in reincarnation. So this is an amazing book that you can check out. And if you're interested in like the different variations of belief systems when it comes to reincarnation, this is a wonderful book for you to check out. So make sure you check out what religions believe in reincarnation, okay? It'll go over what Greeks believe, Hindus, Christians, you name it. It's in the book, okay? So another book for you to read. You guys ready? Another one is for my Bible toters out there. Do Christians believe in reincarnation? So that's another one that you guys can read. Do Christians believe in reincarnation? And then we also have, I'm not going to try to butcher this name. It's called Taoism, and I'm going to spell that for you. Taoism. That's Taoism, okay? So you're going to research Return of the Soul in Taoism. I hope I'm saying that right. I want to say tourism, but that's not what it is. So it's Return of the Soul in Taoism, okay? All right. So we got through those books, right? Or some of them are books. I have to be clear with the information I'm giving. Some of them are books, and some of them they are essays that are on the internet. So I like to read essays. I like to watch YouTube videos because I'm getting a different perspective of information from someone else's mind. And then what I do is I take that information and I do my own research, and I come up with my own, what resonates with me. Things that resonate with me, I keep, and things that don't, I throw it in the garbage. And I suggest you guys do the same exact thing. There is no rules to this life. There's no rules whatsoever. Well, there's certain guidelines you should follow to have a wonderful and beautiful and successful life. And when it comes to karma, but when it comes to like, do I need to pray 3 times a day? You know, I don't know. It's up to you. Do you need to pray 3 times a day? You know, that's completely up to you, you know? So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick music break, and we'll be right back, and we'll get into deja vu and what deja vu is all about. Because now we're gonna get into the clues that you had left yourself with. So you left yourself with clues, and these clues will help you discover who you were in a previous life and how to use this information to manifest the life of your dreams. It's Azor Netarugaya, and I'll be right back. Peace.
He has more thorns than a rose garden, but his tulips were made for mine. To the world, he's a dandelion. Every flower just needs some light. I told him to watch and see. In the right room with the right love, all flowers bloom. And then he said to me, would you love to me? When the sun goes to sleep, stay and talk to me. So beneath my feet, dry upon my knees. Where you are to me, where you are to me, where you are to me, but to me, but to me. The world goes to sleep, but wake with me. You're the sky to my wandering star. When the world goes to sleep, wake with me. You're the sky to my wandering star. Want to me, where you are 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 to me.
Greetings to all of you in the language of love, the universal language. Beauty is the splendor of truth. Use your hearts for what your hearts are for. Fill them with light. Do not fill them with darkness. The light of the human heart, when it's given faith, if it were opened up, it would blind the world. May this message give us eyes with which to see, ears with which to hear, and hearts with which to love each other and to love the world and to do good.
You're not using your heart for what hearts are for. They've been trying to shut us down our whole life. I thank God for healing. You ain't gotta get me lit, I got my own life. Thank God for listening. Listen, you've been trying to build me up my whole life. I thank God for building. You ain't gotta get me lit, I got my own life. I thank God I'm living. Sometimes I feel like a stranger. Baby, I ain't from here. World going crazy. How could that be unclear? Know that I'm a soldier. Hearts on my battleground. Sword in the holster. Had to come back around. I ain't trying to hide away. I just had to meditate. I ain't got a lot to say. What the ancestors made. Speaking to the whole globe. Numbers don't occur to me. You can listen solo. Cause you're the whole world to me. I jump in with both feet. Nothing low key. You can find me where I'm supposed to be. Where my folks be. If you listen listen very closely, you know who chose me. Nothing that I own owns me, and so I'm so free. I remember being hungry, needing groceries, nighttime getting no sleep till my nose bleed. Got a message to the police: you're not using your heart for what hearts are for. They've been trying to shut us down our whole life. I thank God for healing. You ain't gotta get me lit, I got my own life. Thank God for listening. Listen, you've been trying to build me up my whole life. I thank God for building. You ain't gotta get me lit, I got my own life. I thank God I'm living. Not for 1 second I believe what you're telling me. I know you invent the disease and sell the remedy. Universe is sending me centuries of memories. So the very breath that I breathe is all I ever need. I got that Muhammad Ali up in my pedigree. Yes, I be speaking my peace up in my 70s. Ain't worried about you threatening me. I'm just being honest. I ain't buying fear just because it's all you got left. We just wanna make love till we wake up. I believe whoever made us envisioned greatness, and you know they wanna paint us with the same brush. Wanna entertain us till we fill our grave up. Alright, okay, but when it's all said and it's all done, and I look back at the trophies I won, I will only count one. I'm using my heart for what hearts are for. They've been trying to shut us down our whole life. I thank God for healing. You ain't gotta get me lit, I got my own life. Thank God for listening. Listen, you've been trying to build me up my whole life. I thank God for building. You ain't gotta get me lit, I got my own life. I thank God I'm living, and I know who I am. I know whose I am. On your wings I fly, in your shoes I stand. I'm animated by love, I don't move by chance. Any stage I touch, any place I stand, there y'all land. Living in the world as it is, cracked vessel I am. No more and no less than a man. Any possessions that I have are just in my hand. I balance them the best that I can. I'm not making no claims, but I'm using my heart for what hearts are for. All the beauty in this whole life. I thank God for healing, and you ain't gotta get me lit, I got my own life. I thank God for listening. Listen, you've been trying to build me up my whole life. I thank God for building. You ain't gotta get me lit, I got my own life. I thank God I'm living, just reflecting all the beauty in this whole life.
It's 12:22. For all of my numerology heads out there, it's 12:22. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Welcome back. It's your girl Azur Netaru Gaia, live right here on the Win DC Radio app and YouTube channel. Yes. I'm sharing a bunch of information today about unlocking or discovering your past lives, right? I gave you some references that you need to look up, kind of share with you my own experiences, but now I'm going to talk about actually using the clues that you have left behind for yourself, right? To figure out who you were in a previous life and how to use this information to manifest the life of your dreams, right? Aren't you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Well, let me give you some information. The first thing that you need to pay attention to is deja vuing, right? I deja vu a lot. And for me, when I deja vu, to me, it feels like I have left bells along my journey. So when certain situations occur, there'll be a sense of a deja vu feeling, and that is my own personal alarm system letting me know that I'm going on the right path. I'm moving along in the right direction. And I'll begin to have a series of deja vus, okay? And for those that don't know what a deja vu is, it's okay, it's all good. Deja vu is the feeling that one has lived through the present situation before. So that's what it is. So sometimes I'll be having a conversation and I'm like, whoa, I'm deja vuing, and for me, it's an alarm system. I'm on the right path. For others may feel like Princeton, my son that I shared earlier, that you've lived this before. You've done this exactly before. Some people get like that feeling like, well, I've done this before. I've been here before, you know? So that may give you like a sign, right? So if you feel as though you've done it before, the first thing you should do is don't freak out. Because I used to freak out like, oh my God, I'm deja vuing. I used to freak out. Don't freak out. Sit in the moment and take a deep breath and relax. And if you can, try to remember what happened before. Because you left that little bit of memory in your head, in your DNA. You left it there for a reason. So try to remember as hard as you can what happened before. And if you don't have time to remember in that very moment, because sometimes a deja vu can happen while you're driving, while you're in the middle of a conversation with a stranger, while you're at work. So if this happens to you, then when you go to bed at night, just go to bed with the intention of seeing that moment again and seeing it play, seeing the tape play all the way out, okay? And for me, you know, it's just like, okay, I'm on the right path. Whatever I'm doing, I need to keep on doing it because I'm moving in the steps that higher me, the higher version of me or previous me. You know, I'm moving in another direction. They left this warning sign. They left this nugget here for me. So I'm doing the right thing. Whatever I'm doing, I need to keep it right on up. Okay. Another sign that you may be, another sign that you might have left behind from your past life is you're having out of place memories. This happens to me all the time. Do you sometimes feel like you have been someplace before, but you know you have never been there? Oh my God, this happens all the time for me. All the time. Sometimes I'll go, like, one example I would give is when I went to Belize. When I went to Belize, I felt like I had been on that island before. I felt like I had been in the jungle, playing with the monkeys, running with the jaguars. Like, I feel like I've done all of that stuff before. And even like on my cruise, I feel like I was on the cruise ship before. And sometimes I have to ask myself, because I have these premonition dreams. So sometimes I have to ask myself, is this something that I dreamt or is it something that I lived? I don't know, you know, but the thing is to calm down, right? And try to remember, just try to remember. And the easiest time to try to remember when you have this, I know I've been here before. When you have that moment, the best time to try to remember it is when you go to bed with the intent to remember. So sleep is actually very beneficial. Not only is it recharging us, but it's also our playground for discovering and unlocking information, especially information about our past lives, okay? Let's see. I know I went through this. The feeling of being out of place and never fitting in. I never fit in. I am super tall. My features are totally different than everyone else. There was one time, I remember one time I went to California and this guy was like, who did your surgery? I was like, surgery? He thought I was a man. I thought it was so funny. I was like, what? Well, I must be pretty, you know? But the feeling of being out of place and never fitting in. I remember that, like, as a kid, I was really into like things from the 60s, like the political movement, the slavery, like anything that had to do with political stuff. I was like gun-ho. I was into it. And I was looking around at my peers, and I do this a lot now, like, yo, you guys aren't upset? Like, did the KKK really just come here and march on Washington yesterday, and you guys are like all pissy about it? You know what I mean? Like, I get all worked up over politics. You know, I get all worked up over certain type of things, and I've been that way since I was a kid, you know? And I remember just being in school and like never wanting to like make friends, like kids were just, I just was so not interested in making a whole bunch of friends or, you know, dressing a certain kind of way or looking a certain kind of way so I could fit in. I never was interested in that. Like, I accepted the fact that I was different. And the more, for me, the more different I could be, the more happier I was. Like, I knew I didn't belong here. I knew I didn't belong in this school. I knew that people just don't get me. So you know what? I don't care. You know, but that is one of the signs that, you know, you've been here before, because you may be missing who you were in your timeline. Like, I know I love music from the 60s. I love old music from like the 50s, classic R&B music, jazz. I love classical music. I just love all kinds of music, you know. But what stands out to me the most is like music from the 60s. Like, I always, if I could relive a timeline, it would definitely be the 60s. It would be the 60s, and I would love to go back to be that really cool, indigenous princess that was kicking some colonial butt. You know, so one of the clues you left behind is definitely feeling out of place, right? So another clue you probably left behind for yourself, you know, is, you know, ask yourself, what kind of culture are you familiar with? What resonates with you? So like if you're, in air quotes, African American, and being an African American doesn't really resonate with you, like a lot of people are studying Kemetic religion, and you're like, well, I know we're all from Africa, but it doesn't resonate with me. Like, I don't feel like being African is me. You know what I mean? But you may resonate with like Mexicans, or you may resonate with people from South America, or you may, you know, or the Caribbean. Like, it's something about the Caribbean and islands and blue water that you're drawn to. You love that culture. It's something about when you go to Jamaica, you're like, yo, Rastaman. You know, you love and you embrace someone else's culture. And it feels super weird, but you feel comfortable rocking a Trinidad shirt and you're not from Trinidad. You know, that is a clue that you have left yourself. Because maybe just like me, when I was attracted to Belize and now I'm attracted to Easter Island, you know, that may be a clue to you, you know, that you were from these places, this culture that resonates with you. That's probably what you were in your former life. How can that help you now? You need to go back there, because it's like going back home. It's just like going back home. Okay? Old souls. Are you an old soul? Are you just like the wise one in the crew? Are you the wise one in your tribe? Old souls are people who have a strong feeling of being here before. They just feel like they've been here before. Like, they're not bothered. Well, they're not bothered by certain things. They're always like chill. They're real chill. They don't get all worked up over stuff. They're like, yeah, it is what it is. You guys got friends like that? Where they're just like, you're all worked. They're like, oh my God. And they're just like, yeah. Because old souls have been here before. Old souls already know what the outcome is going to be. They already know there's no need to get upset. The sun will come out tomorrow. You know, that's an old soul. An old soul is so wise beyond their years. You know, there was like, I feel like my son Princeton is an old soul, and my oldest son is an old soul, because my oldest son never gets worked up or excited about anything. It's like, yo, you got a scholarship to go to college. Yeah. It was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you know, something to do. And then Princeton, I actually get a lot of advice from my 11-year-old, you know, and I'm like, Princeton, you know, I'm doing this show now all by myself. Like, you know, I'm a little nervous. And Princeton's like, just be you. 11 years old, just be you. Just be you. Some people are going to like you and some people aren't, but you don't worry about the ones that don't like you. You just love up on the ones that do. My 11-year-old told me that. Made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. I feel like he's an old soul. He's been here before. Okay. Another clue that you might have left behind for yourself is the food that you eat. Have you ever like met someone that just didn't like ketchup? Oh, ketchup! or don't you put mayonnaise on my food? Or some people that just cannot break away from eating meat or like killing bears and deers and just, I just want to kill everything. Kill, kill, kill. Because probably in their former lives, they were these hunters, you know? And then you have the other end of the spectrum where people, they just wake up one day and like, I'm going to be vegan. And they will never touch food again. I mean, not food, but they'll never touch an animal again. They'll never eat an animal again. You know, because they probably were living in the jungle. They probably were free, only eating fruits and vegetables in the jungle or wherever they were from in their previous life. So the foods you are attracted to is a clue of how you lived and how you survived in your previous life. So if you can't step away from that fried chicken, you probably was eating a lot of chicken over there in Central America in your previous life. Or if you enjoy rice, maybe you were from Japan. I love rice. I think I visited Japan in my previous life. Another sign that you left behind for yourself is birthmarks. Where is your birthmark? A lot of people believe that their birthmark is something that happened from a previous life. It's some type of scar that they left behind from a previous life that has actually transcended into this one. So check out your birthmark. When you go to bed with the intent to figure out where your birthmark came from. It's not a bruise that you got during birth. It's actually like something that was left behind from a previous life. So check that out. That's super fun. If you are a lucid dreamer, you can definitely figure out like where your birthmark comes from. Okay. Another sign that you had left behind for yourself is phobias. Are you afraid of dogs and don't know why? Are you afraid of spiders? If spiders just scare the crap out of you and you don't know why, or snakes, you can't even see a snake on the television set or on a plane. Now, I know before I talked about how some of these phobias are instilled in us by programming, but I'm talking about when you have these phobias from the time when you were a little teeny tiny person. That's what I'm talking about. Not like you all of a sudden you're 16 and you're afraid of like cats. You know, like I just woke up one day and I'm afraid of cats. You know, I'm talking about a phobia that you had ever since you were little, you know? So that phobia tells you like, you know, like what happened in your previous life. I was watching a Facebook Live one day and a woman was sharing about how she can't wear chokers. And she can't stand to have like a choker on. And she can't wear anything around her neck. And she discovered when she went to bed with the intent to figure out where this phobia came from, she discovered that during each one of her lives, I can't say that word. Anyhow, each life that she lived, she was beheaded. She was beheaded in all of her lives. So she doesn't like chokers. She doesn't like anyone doing anything around her neck. It freaks her out. And that's what she discovered. She discovered that she was beheaded during each one of her lives, which is really, really interesting. Okay. What is your name? I talked about this a little bit earlier with the name Chachi. When you call yourself by your real name, that is a gateway to who you were in your past life. So now I go by Azor Neteru Gaia. That's who I go by now. This name was actually given to me during a transmission. So I had some ear ringing going on and my spirit guides came in and they told me what my name is, which is Azor. Azor means powerful and complete. Neteru is like, it's just another word of like connecting to gods and goddesses. And Gaia means earth. So if you put all that together, it means powerful and complete goddess of the earth, right? So that is what my name is. That's what I go by. When you call yourself by your real name, that is a gateway to who you were in your past life. So ever since I received that name, I'm able to connect more to the higher version of me, and I'm able to have a lot more visions, okay? Ancient cultures, they name themselves, right? So in ancient cultures, their parents did not name them. They named themselves. So if like, if a kid wanted to be Little Bigfoot because he had little and big feet at the same time, I don't know, but or Daughter of the Sun, you know what I'm saying? They named themselves in ancient times because that's what resonated with them. That's who they wanted to be. Okay. When you name yourself, you give yourself a new definition. When someone names you, they give you the definition. Okay. Names reconnect us back to the elements. Names hold significant meanings in our lives. Whatever you name yourself is the kind of energy that is channeling through you. That is why whatever you call yourself is what you end up becoming. So as we are reprogramming our minds, we have to be careful about what we call ourselves, okay? So for example, if you are from the hood or if you watch like movies like Power, you know what I mean? Oh, not movies, but TV shows like Power, but you know how like someone from the hood, their name may be Jonathan, but everyone calls him Black? Or someone's really short, his name may be Demetrius, but everyone's calling him Smurf because he's short. I grew up with this guy, his name was D'Angelo, and D'Angelo's name was Dirty D. And he named himself Dirty D because he was dirty. Like he didn't, his personal hygiene was like horrible. But that was when he was a kid, right? But when he grew up, that Dirty D, like it stuck with him. And he became this person that no one in the neighborhood could trust any longer. They did not trust Dirty D. Dirty D was just that he was a dirty criminal. He will steal the rug from underneath your feet. So you have to be careful about what you are naming yourself, what you are calling yourself. If you are calling yourself, you're a stripper, and you calling yourself Loose Booty Judy, then you're going to always have loose booty. I'm just saying, right? You got to be careful about the names that you are giving yourself. What's your name? My name is Fat Cuz. You know, if you're naming yourself Fat Cuz, you're actually saying to yourself that you're going to always have a problem with food, you know? So you have to be very careful about what you're naming yourself, okay? Our words and what we call ourselves influences who we really are, okay? So those are clues of what you left behind. So me renaming myself as, you know, with just the last name Gaia, that tells me that in my former life, I was very connected to the earth. And every time I see myself as an igneous princess, I always see myself connecting to the earth, connecting to trees, you know, just running free with the jaguars, like always nature, animals. That's who I was. So when I'm calling myself Gaia today, it's telling me, it's reinforcing in me that I need to always I always need to reconnect with the earth, and that's where I will always find my peace, okay? Next up is your area of interest, okay? Why are you interested in certain things? What we do in life reveals what we were doing before. Most people believe that time isn't an illusion. They believe a past life just happened a few moments ago. I swear to God, I'm one of those people. Why are some people very talented? Like, why is Big Tiz so like good at radio, right? What you believe in, your natural talent, you know, is a definite clue of who you are. That's like me, for example. I was this, you know, indigenous princess, and I was always like rallying up the people and getting the people together and giving like pep talks to the warriors and to the soldiers, you know. And if you look at what I do now, you know, I do the exact same thing now here in this life today. Always giving a pep talk to the soldiers. Okay. Another clue that you left behind for yourself is your level of consciousness. So if you're beginning your spiritual journey, or you've been in it for a while, and you look around the room and you see some people that like they unlock their spirituality and their interests and their level of consciousness, and they just off to the races. Like they just have all these amazing gifts, and they just understand everything that they're being taught, and they can just do a million things when it comes to spirituality at one time. You know, it's like they've been here before, right? And then you have other people who, you know, they are brought up in, let's say they're brought up in Islam, but they don't feel like Islam suits them, right? But they're so attracted to what the Buddhists are doing over there. Like, what are you guys doing over there? You know, so as soon as they're of age, they're leaving Islam alone. They're coming out of the mosque and they're going over there to the Buddhists, right? That's what they're doing. That's what they're comfortable with. Because they probably was into Hinduism, you know, before their arrival here. They probably was into Hinduism in a previous life. So that's a clue that you left behind for yourself, okay? Your level of consciousness. And if you just don't get any of this stuff, you're probably on an earlier life path number. And that's okay. It's all good. Don't stress about it. Spirituality is fun. It's not for you to put yourself in a box, all right? The strengths and the weaknesses, our light and our dark sides. What are you facing right now that is challenging? Think about it. What are you facing right now that's challenging? What are you always struggling with? Or what are you struggling with right now in this very moment? Have you ever disliked someone and didn't know why? I just don't like that person. They rubbing me the wrong way. I don't like them. I don't get them. You know, why is that, right? Our strengths and our weaknesses is because where it comes from is what we were in a previous life. So one of my strengths is I feel it's my people skills. It's my creativity. It's my visions. It's my gifts. You know, and I also have other weaknesses such as food. I love sweets. Ugh. You know, I always try to help people. You know what I mean? I always try to help people and live a helping hand and give all of my time in the support of someone else's dream and not too much my own. Always trying to support someone else. You know, that's one of my weaknesses. I always get all worked up and sensitive because someone feels a certain kind of way about me. Someone may feel like I didn't treat them right or whatever, you know, and I'm always like, whoa, I gotta prove to them, I didn't mean them any harm, but they were messing up. They don't see as if they were messing up, you know, and you know, now in this new walk and now that I have unlocked my past life, that is none of my business. That's none of my business to teach someone, you know, or to tell someone that they're doing wrong, they've done wrong, they've been lazy, they haven't been putting in the work, they haven't been putting in the time, they're out here in the world being fraudulent. That's not my place anymore. My place is to teach and to share and to be the best version of Bazora that I can be. Okay? So our strengths and our weaknesses is a reflection of what we were in our past life. It is. Okay? All right. The last clue that we have left behind for ourselves, where there's 2 more clues, right? I think there's 2 more. Oh, yeah, 2 more clues. What we have left behind for ourselves is fear. And fear means false emotions affecting reality. That's fear. False emotions affecting reality. Okay? We might have brought a little bit of fear with us. We didn't quite clean it up like we should have in our previous life, so we brought that along with us. So fear is not only generated through programming, it also comes from our former life. We can be afraid of being the best versions of ourselves. And that fear, that being afraid of being the best versions of ourselves could be something that we mustered up in our very first timeline, our very first life. And we keep repeating the lesson over and over and over and over and over again because we're afraid to get it right. What if I get it right? You know? So fear, false emotions affecting reality. Okay? Are you afraid? Are you standing in the way of being the best version of yourself and you don't know why? The why could come from who you were in your previous life. Okay? People will remind you of your past life. The company that you keep will resemble who you were in a former life, okay? So if the friends around you are all gangsters, everybody packing, or if everyone around you was like some type of diva, right? Just super gorgeous and beautiful, and it takes them 3 hours to like get ready, or 4 hours, or 5 hours, or 6, right? Those people, you know, resemble who you were in your previous life, like who you used to hang around, right? All right. So how do you remember who you were? 3 more things, right? Reoccurring dreams. The dreams we have are reflections of the new life that we live. So believe your dreams are real. Some people believe your dreams are real. The subconscious mind only remembers images and does not remember words. Some people, they use dream journals. They make sure they record common locations, common actions that they see in their dreams, and they record all this information. This is how you decode who you were in a former life. So this is the actual decoding work that you have to do, okay? When you see someone as a soulmate, if you begin to see someone or feel that someone is your soulmate, ask them questions. Pull information out of them. See if they can remember. Use them to help you to remember, okay? Increased for sight, okay? People with increased for sight, or those that can tap into other people's energies, were more than likely spiritual teachers in their former lives. I know I can definitely do that, okay? Your gifts that you have today are clues to who you were yesterday, all right? I'm gonna say that again. The gifts that you have today are clues to who you were in your yesterday, okay? So I'm gonna wrap it all up for you guys, because that was tons and tons of information. How do you unlock your past lives? Simply by paying attention to who you are in this lifetime, okay? Paying attention. Start your dream journals. If you feel like you know someone, if you feel like you've have interacted with someone in a previous life, go to them, ask them questions. Just ask them straight up. Hey, I saw you in this dream. You were riding a horse, you know? How do you use that information to manifest who you are today? Well, let me tell you. If you, in your previous life, if you were beheaded 1,000,000 times and you're afraid to wear chokers, wear the chokers in this life. If you, in a previous life, were a warrior princess, but you kept leaving your husband behind like I kept doing, in this particular life, stick by your mate. Do something different. Stick around. Make sure that you pick a mate that is a part of your journey, that is a part of your battle, that is a part of your war. You can unlock your past life and you can change it. Think about that karma you might have done. Are you promiscuous and don't know why? Make the decision to be loyal this life. That's how you can manifest the life of your dreams. That's how you can unlock your past and use that information to today. You are the creators of your today and your tomorrow, no matter what your situation is. Those reoccurring dreams, the way that you eat, all of that stuff tells you who you were. And because you were a princess, because you were a king, an emperor or empress, a teacher, a warrior, maybe you were a cook, you can use all of that stuff. Maybe you need to open up your new restaurant in this lifetime, you know? Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. I am your host, Azura Netarugaya, and I am live right now on the free WinDC radio app. Make sure you download it. It's free 99. You can take me anywhere with you. Or you can catch me live each and every Sunday on the WinDC Radio YouTube channel. We have had an amazing time here on the Nile. I'm going to finish out today with one song from an amazing artist. She's 11 years old and she's from Jamaica. She has an amazing voice, a beautiful voice, and I feel as though she's been here before. And I feel as though in a previous life, she was my little cousin. you know? That's the thing about spirituality. That's the thing about, you know, unlocking your past lives, is you can just have so much fun with it. We are not in a box. I am not in a box. I was never meant to live in a box, okay? As a spiritual being, I can rock whatever resonates with me. I can rock a ankh, I can rock a yoga shirt, I can charge my yoni egg and carry it around with me. I got my Palo Santo. What else I got? I got my copper mirror. I got my Florida water with crystals in the bottom of it. I got my charged moon water. I got my Buddha statue here. I don't put myself in a box, baby. And I suggest you don't put yourself in a box either. Thank you again for watching the show, and thank you again for being a part of the journey. I'll see you guys next week. Stick around for this song. I'm out. Peace.
It's a long, long way from love, but you never be alone, 'cause I'm here for you, baby, always to sing your melody back to my heart. Long, long day when you're gone, I can almost hear you say it.